You are listening to WIN on KZKO. Check them out every Monday from 4 to 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Only on KZKO The Vibe.
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourself for the WIN Show on KZKO. Take part with the cast by sending your suggestions for each segment throughout the week or during the show by hitting them up on Facebook at World Improv Network, Twitter at World Improv Net, or the WIN KZKO blog. Now, enjoy the show. It's local. It's global. You are listening to WIN World Local News.
WIN World Local News with Potter Smittss. Our top story today is brought to us by WIN Facebook contributor Tracy of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. A study by the University of Missouri and Nanyang Technological University has shown that spending too much time on Facebook can lead to serious depression. To unfriend the facts of the story, let's go live to WIN technology expert Steve Jobs, who's in Columbia, Missouri, on the campus of the University of Missouri, with the details. So, Steve?
Hi. Yeah, I'm just, I set up a stand here, and I'm going to just grab a student as soon as they make eye contact with me. A lot of these kids are looking at their phones, I'm not going to lie. Oh, wait, here's one. Excuse me? Excuse me, young man.
Hey.
There have been some recent findings here on this campus, and in conjunction with Yang Technological Institute, that too much time on Facebook can lead to feelings of depression. Can you speak to that?
No, that's just insane. Facebook is what makes me happy. How else could I compare myself to other people?
Well, what's your name?
Tay.
Tay?
Yeah.
Tay, you sound pretty depressed. Did you know that?
No, this is the new happy.
Right now, this is the new happy?
This is the happy. I'm not depressed. I'm self-aware of my flaws.
About how much time do you spend on Facebook?
Well, let's see. I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And I spend the first 45 minutes liking posts posted after midnight. And after that, I take a quick 2-minute shower. Maybe I'll check to see if anybody liked my comments. Then after that, I will take a nap where I dream about what I should have said.
Hey, Tay?
Yeah.
I feel depressed just talking with you.
No.
Just hearing about your schedule, yeah.
I'll make you feel better. Post something on Facebook. I'll like it for you.
Yeah, that doesn't really do much for me. What is it, how many likes do you get on those comments?
Oh, well, it just...
How many friends do you have on Facebook?
Yeah, well, I've got somewhere 20, 25.
That's not very many.
It's growing. It's the networking.
Do you know those 25 people?
I know 2 of them personally.
Gosh, Tay, that's just really sad.
No, it's not.
What about
sad? It's fine.
What about your parents? I mean, do you ever talk to your parents?
They're the 2 people I am friends with on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep.
And do they like your comments?
No, they usually they like to criticize. I post a lot of baby kitten pictures, and they think that is not reflective of a good civilian.
There's a student counseling center here on campus that can address any psychological needs.
I don't have any needs psychologically. I am just aware.
Who do you sit with at lunch or dinner, when you go to the mess hall?
Facebook.
Go to Facebook?
Yeah.
About how many hours would you say you spend in one day, within that 24-hour time frame? How many of those hours go to Facebook?
Depending on hours of consciousness, 18.
All right, so that's about every waking minute.
You can't look away. How else are you going to know what's happening when it happens?
That's good point. Good point. Potter, back to you.
Well, thank you, Stephen. That's enlightening that our youth is developing that way. Well, our next story is brought to us by WIN Twitter correspondent Neil of Oxford, England. A man fell into a seizure recently while skydiving in Australia, only to be saved in mid-flight. To drop in on this amazing news, let's go live to WIN International Extreme Sports reporter Jack Childress, who's in Perth, Australia, with the story. Jack?
Hey, Potter, thanks very much. I am standing here right now with a local Australian, one of those real Aussies that you see on TV. I think his name is Chinook. Thank you for joining us. You have a lot of years of experience in what you people call extreme sports. Is that correct?
Right, that's right. We've spent a lot of time doing extreme sports, BMX, snowboarding down half pipes, doing a lot of squirrel flights with those suits. You might have seen them. They got some slight wings underneath them, and been jumping off cliffs, base jumping, things like that, yeah.
Okay, now, Chinook, in your entire experience, have you ever had an epileptic episode?
I don't do extreme sports unless I know I'm going to have an epileptic episode.
Oh, so this is something that you guys do out here?
Oh, yeah. It's a bit of an injection into the spinal column at C5 with a substance called beryllium quattros. It's kind of an illegal substance, but about 5 minutes after injection, you can expect a pretty rocking seizure, yeah.
Well, if the beryllium is illegal, where are you obtaining this from?
Oh, I really couldn't say.
Oh. Well, thanks, Chinook. Now, what kind of thrills is it that the seizure adds on top of these already thrilling sports activities?
Right. I mean, that's kind of the idea behind these adrenaline-driven activities is that you're not totally in control, right? But I got to a certain point in my extreme sports career where despite that lack of control, I felt like I could be even less in control. So the way I went about that was by finding this beryllium quattros substance and inducing the seizures, yeah.
Is there any other methods that you have to intensify your experience? Do you stop with the seizures, or?
No, sometimes I do it blindfolded. So I'll be blind, having a seizure, and cruising at about 120 kilometers.
So you're psychologically aware when you're having these seizures?
No, I'm totally unconscious.
So how does the blindfold?
I don't know. I end up landing safely about 85% of the time, and I'm just thankful for that.
Well, there you have it, Potter. Australia proving that we are the pansies in America.
Well, thank you, Jack. Yeah, that could be true. Nonetheless, let's move on back to the World Sports Desk here, and we're going to check in with Hyper Hank. He's filling in for Fired Up Frank, who's kind of sick and under the weather, and he's at the World Frog Croaking Championships in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Hyper Hank, what's going on over there, buddy?
Hey, oh gosh, Potter, man, I gotta tell you, there are toads, and they are riveting today, Potter. They are ready. I have just been witnessing so much competition. You wouldn't believe the sweat and blood these competitors put into this. With me now is T-Fro. You are the reigning champion of the Toad competition here. Would you like to go ahead and explain how you got into such a diverse competition?
Well, my parents are toads, and it just seemed natural to pursue croaking, and so that's why I'm here, my parents.
So do you think it provides you an unfair advantage, some would say, that your parents were part of the competition, that they were toads themselves?
Yeah, I get some negative feedback from the other competitors, but I don't just tell them, it's a fair playing game. I train just as hard as anybody else, and I try to train harder, in fact. I do a few different vocal exercises. I studied opera for a year at the Sydney Institute of Music.
T-Fro, I'm sure that our viewers at home, they are going to want to just dive straight into this toad croaking competition. Can you go ahead and teach one of us right now one of those vocal exercises you use?
Yeah, sure. So, all right, you're going to take your thumbs and you're going to put them under your mandible. That's your jaw.
Like this?
Yep. right? Just like that. And then, all right, you put a little too much pressure there.
Sorry, I'm just so enthusiastic.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, that's part of what you need to be a professional croaker is you gotta have enthusiasm, gotta have some charisma, because the judges, they're looking for those qualities in your croaks.
Oh, okay, so you think personality goes a long way. It's not
yeah, I mean, and just the flair, what kind of dress and apparel do you bring to the stage, to the arena? I mean, there are all sorts of factors to take into consideration as a professional croaker.
Yeah, I'm very glad that you brought that up, T-Fro, because as everybody can see from home, and if you're listening in the car, you have a very unique singlet wearing here. It's bright green with some yellow socks and some blue sneakers. What's behind this?
My mom tailored this for me.
Oh, and those are the only colors she's familiar with?
Well, I mean, they're toad themed. What's wrong with that? I'm a toad, so...
Nothing when you're a toad croaker. Now,
all right.
T-Fro, 2012. You stunned everyone with back-to-back triple croaks. Can you go ahead and give our viewers a taste of that?
I'll give it a shot, but I gotta admit, when the adrenaline is going. But here I go. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
T-Fro, there's nothing
I'm embarrassed.
you have to apologize for.
I'm sorry.
Save that voice for that competition, Potter. We're going to go ahead and pass it back to you.
Boy, he is the favorite. I hope he can perform and at least, keep the TV ratings up on that competition. Well, let's get a quick check over the World Weather Desk and Tulip Sunspring, who's on Mount Elbrus in Russia. How's it going over there, Tulip, and what you doing on top of Mount Elbrus?
I'm seeking inner peace because it's really windy up here. And also I figured it would be a really good way to figure out what the weather is like around the world by going to somewhere that's high up in the air, and then I could see more of the world and see where the clouds are and where the sun is hitting. And I gotta admit, it's not working out like I imagined. I'm gonna have to find a much taller mountain to get a better scope of the earth and its weather. Oh my gosh, it's a Yeti!
Wow. I hope Tulip is fine. I hope she can make it back down and maybe scale Mount Everest one day. Well, thank you all for tuning in to WIN World Local News. I'm Potter Smittss. Good day, and stay tuned for Community Court next on the World Improv Network.
Give the WinCast your suggestions via Facebook, Twitter, or the KZKO Win blog during the commercial break of a case that needs to be heard during Community Court. Next on KZKO.
You are listening to WIN on KZKO. Check them out every Monday from 4 to 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Only on KZKO.